It's Thick Thigh Thursday. And today I am building upon a few things that I said in my most recent Instagram posts. If you saw those or if you were curious about them, you um you're in the right place. Let's talk about it. But I posted a few things in the past couple days. One, I posted myself and Clyde, and we were just kind of being silly at this museum at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. So we did this silly thing in this thing that looks like an old video game. If you are on my Instagram or TikTok, you can scroll back and see that. And it was fun and it was silly, but it wasn't like, you know, raunchy. Usually it's us kissing and stuff like that. And so it wasn't that. But it caused me to start the conversation of like, you have to find somebody that matches your energy, right? You have to find somebody that's coming with the same thing you coming with, somebody that is ready to participate in the things that you want to do, right? And so a lot of people, they tell me like, oh, ain't no fish in the sea, and the fish look like this, and we see all the memes, right? And I get it, and I agree. I agree that I've been there. The dating pool has been mad trash. I get it. But with that being said, I feel like it's important to like, things are open, right? Like when I got divorced and I started dating, and that was like during the pandemic. I'm like, I don't know, I don't have anywhere to go, I don't have anybody to see, so that was harder, and you had to meet people online. I feel like the best thing I could tell you to do, and I said it in that post as well, like, go and do the things that you want to do. Actually go do the things, and you will find yourself a boo, and even friends, right? Like, somebody commented, was like, this is a great way to find friends too. Go do the things you want to do, and you will find the people that, guess what, also like to do the things you want to do. It's hard to like to say, this person isn't going to match your energy if they was doing it from the beginning, if they were already about it from the beginning. Right now, I will also say this: you got to be careful, right? Because if your thing is like skating and you see this guy skating, um, and it's like, all right, well, I'm into skating, I'm here every week, and he came this one time with his friends and he's busting his ass. Promise you, he is not into skating. Don't, just because he's beautiful doesn't mean that you change your whole situation. No, he's not the one necessarily. He might be, he might pick it up, great, but still, right? Like, take the guy who says, oh, well, he's been here a couple weeks too, and I've noticed him and this, that, and the other, I find him attractive, maybe I should have some conversation. This is a comfortable space for me, I feel good here, so maybe this is a space where I feel like I could take the next step, or I can just be flirtatious, and I can, like, girl, listen, you cute, all you got to do is like show a little too much attention. If he's interested, he's coming. If he's not interested, he's not coming. And that's also something, right? I know, and I'm like that. I will say that. Like, I prefer being pursued. I prefer being approached. I am not the aggressor. I'm not that person. And like, that's just not what I desire. I also have the trauma of feeling unwanted in relationships and this, that, and the other. So like, I'm not gonna be the one to start the conversation. That's just how it goes. However, I will start the conversation. Like, I'll make a connection. I will, say something to you. I'll make whatever attention I feel like needs to be brought to me so that you can see me seeing you. That's fine. And like, from what my boyfriend says, that's how pretty girls shoot their shot. And like, well, it worked. So like, actually go do the things that you like to do. Now, I will say this: I feel like people say a lot of the times, like, oh, I want to find a man that does this, and I want to find a man that looks good and he works out and he takes care of himself. So make sure that you're the person that looks good and works out and is taking care of yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that his version of looking good, like, that doesn't mean you and him have to look the exact same, right? It just means that you have to take care of yourself. You have to participate in the things. You can't tell me that you want a man that plays soccer twice a week, full games, running across everything, and then you hate soccer. Like, that just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to me, and it's not going to add up to in the relationship. And even if you're going to a situation like you want somebody who you want to work out and you want to get into working out, you still don't need to get a man who is into working out already. Like, because the idea that like that's going to be encouraging to you, it's going to be encouraging maybe at first because you're excited and it's new and it's different, and everything new and different is exciting, right? Like that honeymoon phase, that's lovely no matter what you're doing most of the time. And if it's not, please run. Please run. Trust, that's also a thing. If the honeymoon phase, like that early stage, is rocky, the whole thing about to be rocky, just jump off the cliff now. Just jump. Um, Let me answer this question because I saw somebody. How long did you wait before you started dating? How long did I wait before I started dating? I mean, I would say about a year ish, a year, maybe a year and a couple months after I separated. I was living by myself that entire time. And that was like a lot for me. That was a lot of self-reflection. That was a lot of time that I could spend by myself, but to like go out on dates and actually try to like pursue things with people, I waited a long time. Well, I waited that long. For some people, that's not long. Um, I am a person that likes like physical affection and attention and things like that. So like waiting a year plus to like really date and get into it with someone like that, yeah, that was a damn long time. Hey boo. But like I also feel like I'm worth it. I'm worth the wait. I feel like if I ask somebody else to wait for me, they should feel like I'm worth the wait. So why shouldn't I also feel like I'm worth the wait? I am worth the time. I am worth saying like I don't need to be with anybody. Like, and especially because I was hurt. I was hurt and I was upset and I was still healing. I mean, I'm a Pisces, so I was probably done with the relationship before it was done anyway. But like still to heal for myself and to like get into the sense of like what is it like to just be me? What is it like to be by myself, to present myself as single, right? I like because I feel like that is a fear that a lot of people have. Like, but you can't be afraid to present yourself as single if you want a relationship. Because how the hell would anyone know? So it took me some time to get into that space and to get to that place to say, okay, well, you know what? Now I'm comfortable speaking that about being single, being by myself, being interested in others, being interested in a relationship. You can't say you're interested in a relationship and then not present yourself as interested in a relationship. You can't say you're single and you're dating if you are absolutely turning down every possible date that you could get. You can't say like the things like so you have to align your actions with your desires, right? Words to me mean nothing. I very little at best, right? And because you can't trust what people say. People always say the best thing. People always say what's expected of them. People always say what they think you want to hear, which is another topic I will go into another time about appeasing people. Um, but we have these moments. We say things. We say these ambitious things, and like, cause you're the person that's like, all right, well, listen, let me do this right now, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget. If you didn't do it, you forgot, you would still have wanted to do that thing. You still would have wanted to send that email. You still would have wanted to do whatever it was you wanted to do. So it's not like you were trying to lie, but the shit didn't get done. So now whoever was waiting for it is lost, is missing without this. Right. So it's a matter of like, don't you have to align your actions with your desires. You have to say, like, I want this, so I'm gonna work at this. Somebody asked me when I first announced that I quit, like, how did I work through this? And I was like, you know what? I do need to like do more of a vlog about this and stuff. But like, how did I get to this? I worked for years, like two basically full-time jobs, or like a full-time and a part-time job working on my business. And then eventually I got to that spot. So how did I get here? A lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of dedication, because my words were saying and my desires were saying that I need to get out of here. I want to stop teaching. I want to go yoga full time. I want to do this. And my actions had to support that. Right. And like, this is part of the reason why I'm a coach, why I want to help people get through to these spaces and get to these places, because you say a lot of well-meaning things and you really do mean it. But it's like, if you can't figure out how to get those actions in line, then it doesn't happen. And you know that. Like, I'm not lying to you or you wouldn't be dying laughing in the comments, right? Like, I'm not lying to you. I'm not saying the things that you don't already know and can't hear in your head, right? It's just a matter of, okay, now I got to take it into action. I actually have to take this next step, right? And the way that I always encourage this, and the conversation that needs to be had around this, is like giving yourself grace. Give yourself grace, give yourself some space and some opportunity to like kind of mess it up. It's okay if there's a boo-boo. It's okay if you fall down, right? Like that was literally my post yesterday, right? I'm okay if I fall down, and I know that like I I'm still a whole person. I'm still worthy if I fell down. I'm still worth the wait if I fell down, right? I made this mistake. I had a problem. I had an issue. I didn't get it the first time. Failure is a part of the process, Krista. Absolutely, right? Like this, you have to try it. You have to actually make it happen. And then, like, it doesn't happen the way you want to the first time, right? This is part of the reason why, like, people like us, we post our fail videos because we need you to see. Like, sometimes it's just not it. It's not always a perfect Instagram post. It's not always the TikTok that loops perfectly and gets you into the, yes, I love doing that? Absolutely. Sometimes do I bust my ass? Yes. Also, yes. And so it just doesn't happen. And that's okay, right? Like if I wasn't trying to do it, then I would never have these moments. If I wasn't trying to do it, I couldn't learn from it. Like the idea, I will say, I'm not saying rush into things, right? Especially when we talk about taking it to your like consistent physical practice, or committing to a relationship, or committing to whatever. Like maybe you don't want to commit to this specific thing, right? Like people come to me all the time. Let me before I get into this. Yes, failure is a part of the process. Sometimes it just don't hit. Yep, the alignment. I was just about to make a post about this. Yes, right? So like sometimes it just doesn't hit. Sometimes this isn't for you. People come to me, like plenty of time people have come and said like, I want to do yoga. I've heard it's so good for your body and it makes you feel at peace and this that, and the other. And then for some people, I've done posts about the different types of yoga you could do. Like maybe my class just isn't for you, right? But there's some people that are like, no, it's just too slow and I can't handle it. That's because, it forced you to kind of breathe and just be in this space, and you were like, oh damn, wait, I have to listen to myself and pay attention to my actual needs, wants, desires, and not put myself in a corner and on the back burner. Yeah, I don't like that shit. I like it when the trainer yells at me and I feel like I'm gonna die. So I prefer that self-torture, and maybe you're into that. I more power to you. That's not my thing. I like to uplift you while I'm teaching you yoga and teaching you about your body, and that's what I'm into. And then that's for the right people. If you need a drill sergeant, you need somebody, like some people need to be degraded, and that's maybe a kink, but I'm still fine with you going to do that, especially if you say this is how I like to be active, this is what feels good. Then hey, you know what, then do it, and that's what feels good, that's right for your body versus not right for your body. It's the same thing with people. I feel like when you're so looking for, like, I'm looking for the love of my life and I'm looking to date and I'm trying this, and then like you go on one date with a guy and you're like, he must be it. Nah, nope, both of you are crazy because you both believe it. No. Take a step back. You can't want it that bad, you can't be committed that bad, right? Like you can't, if you come to one fitness class and you love it, try the second one. Try a little bit of an adjustment on it and see if you still like it, right? There's space around here. You can get to the right space for you, the right class for you, the right person for you. But if you're just accepting whatever it is, it's never going to be right. It's never going to be fun. It just because it's the first option doesn't mean it's the best option for you. And if you choose to accept that as the option given, it's not going to be what you actually wanted. Right now, and like we like to play nonchalant, like, oh no, I don't care, this and the other, whatever. Like we like to play that nonchalant role. Um and say like, oh well, the like it doesn't matter, it's not a big deal, and like we say that all the time, and it's just like, but it's not a big deal right now, but is it going to be a big deal in 65 years because you've hitched yourself to a person that you hardly know and don't even really like? Yes, it is. It's not even going to take 65 years, it's going to take like 3. Okay. It's not, don't settle. Don't just take what is given to you, right? But also to keep yourself to that standard. And that's where the alignment comes in. If you hold yourself to the standard of what you are looking for, you will not accept things that are below you. And ideally, you can let things go that are above what you want to put in, because the person you want is in this range. That person up here, they deserve somebody up here if that's what they're looking for, right? Like, that's it. If I feel like, yes, for real, both of them are crazy. Like, if I feel like there's no reason for you to be committed to me so fast, then I'm gonna feel like, why? What's wrong with you? You ain't got nothing to offer? I'm out. So, like, that's really it. Thank you for this. Just joined the live. I'm starting my yoga practice. Like, come to class. Come to class on Saturday. Class 12:30 every Saturday, not just this Saturday. Or Tuesday night's full moon party. It's the last full moon of the year. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. EST. But and like this again, come to the class and maybe you like it and great. I'll see you every Tuesday and Saturday. That'll be awesome. And maybe you don't like it and you don't come to my yoga class again. You try somebody else's class. You try a different kind of fitness class. You try a calisthenics class. All of those things are options. You can do those things. It doesn't have to be the first thing you tried, but try something. Go for it. Thank you so much for these tips. I appreciate you for your gifts. I appreciate it. Right. So find what is aligned with you, and then it'll be easier. Don't let me lie to you and say, oh yeah, it'll be easy. You find somebody that, no, there's still going to be difficult things. There's still going to be bumps in the road. There's still going to be problems. There's still going to be things for you to figure out. Same thing with yoga. You might love yoga, and like, there are things that are just going to be hard. There are things that you're going to feel great doing, and then there's things that are going to be rough for you. That's where you got to let the ego go of like, I need to do this. It needs to happen this way. It does not. Put your damn knees down, bend your elbows, put your forearms down, whatever it is. Relax. Give it a shot. Maybe you need to put on like extra twerkable music and just shake it and move and see how your body feels. All of this is a great option because you are allowed to do this in a way that makes sense for you. And that's the whole point of this. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I love attending your Saturday class. I love having you. We're coming to the end of this live. If you have questions or comments, please drop them. Right? We're talking about alignment and what makes sense for you, for your decisions when it comes to relationships, and comes to what you're doing for your body. I want to make the space here to remind you, you can make a different choice any day. Once you have figured it out, then you can be consistent, right? You love attending my Saturday class. So Saturday, you have that set and you know, like, all right, Saturdays, this is locked in. I know this is the time that I spend an hour and I don't talk to anybody else, and I set it up and I'm coming to class, right? I have that for myself. I know that before the class, I need 15 minutes. After the class, I don't want to talk to nobody because I feel so good. Whatever, like whatever it is, you've carved out that time for yourself. And then that also allows you to say, well, in other times, I do have time for people. I have time for this. I have time for my children. I have time for my husband. I have time for this, whatever it is, whatever your life entails, right? Because you are taking that time for yourself. Your desire to feel better and to feel good and to move your body, your actions supported that desire and allowed you to be supported in all these other angles of your life, right? These facets need to be filled no matter what, but are they filled with you being unfulfilled? So, as I was saying, this is the whole thing. I am, bringing it to a close. You must align your desires. I can't say your words, your desires, your actions with your desires, right? Because your words mean nothing. What are your actions doing to support what it is that you actually want? And if you're fighting against yourself, you're holding on to old traditions. Do you still wash your laundry by hand like your great great grandma did? No, you don't do that. Okay, so let a bunch of the other shit go too. Like, that's how it works. This is a whole different life. We're figuring it out. but don't allow yourself to get stuck, right? To just be confused, to take up more time that you don't have, more energy that you don't have. All of that is draining. Being misaligned, dating somebody for 6 months that you don't even like because he chews too loud, waste of your time. Like this is just it, right? You can let it go. You are allowed. And honestly, you should see it as a responsibility to yourself to align your actions with the things that you actually want to do. If you want to talk more about this, if you have questions about coaching, things like that, if you know this is this area where you need support in your life, come to my website, thickthatyoga.com. Make sure you join my mailing list. I have, again, maybe you come to the full moon party next Tuesday so you can really focus on all your intentions, the last full moon of the year. And if you want more, make sure, again, you join my mailing list. You can sign up for the retreat, my yoga retreat in April. Um, all of that information is in my bio. You can go right to my bio and follow the links through there. I love you all greatly, and I will see you very soon.